U.S. President Joe Biden says Israel is losing global support over its continuous bombing of Gaza. It's showing a new rift in relations with Tel Aviv. While the UN General Assembly on Tuesday voted overwhelmingly in favor of an immediate Gaza ceasefire. Seung-jae has more.
U.S. President Joe Biden has warned Israel that it's losing global support over its indiscriminate bombing of Gaza. He also called on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to change his way of dealing with the armed conflict, showing a new rift in his relationship with the Israeli leader. Speaking to Democratic donors in Washington on Tuesday, Biden voiced criticism of Israel's hardline government, calling Netanyahu's government the most conservative government in Israel's history. The Israeli Prime Minister admitted Tuesday that there is a disagreement with Biden regarding what he referred to as the post-Hamas Gaza Strip, but expressed hope that the two sides could reach an agreement. Netanyahu is against Biden's idea to allow the Palestinian Authority to govern the Gaza Strip following the end of the armed conflict, while the U.S. leader also pushing for a two-state solution. Netanyahu argues that Israel doesn't want to see a repeat of the Oslo Accords with the Palestinians in the 1990s, a deal that included a limited right to self-determination in Gaza and the West Bank. The chief of the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, Philippe Lazzarini, visited Gaza on Tuesday to examine the humanitarian situation in the region. Describing the visit, he said it was hell on earth and called for an immediate ceasefire. Meanwhile, Reuters reported Tuesday that there are 135 hostages still being held captive by Hamas. According to the Israeli government, of the 135 held captive, 19 are presumed to have been killed. The UN General Assembly on Tuesday voted to demand an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in the armed conflict. A majority of 153 nations voted in favor of a ceasefire resolution in the General Assembly's emergency special session, while 10 voted against and 23 abstained. The non-binding resolution calls for a ceasefire for all parties to comply with international law and for humanitarian access to hostages, as well as their immediate and unconditional release. Seung-jae, Arirang News.